Hello, ladies, gentlemen, everyone in between and beyond. My name is Taylor, and welcome to the OverAchievers Podcast, Episode 9, A Knight's Dishonour. So, with it being February of 2023, the month of love, I wanted to gather two of the people that I love the most in this world. On a platonic level, mind you, it would be really weird otherwise. One of them being a world-famous speedrunner in and of his own right, Jon.
Yeah, hello, me. Sorry, I didn't think that was my intro.
You do have a world record in, what was that game you played? The German folktale game.
Oh god, A Juggler's Tale.
That was it. I was gonna say a Bard's Tale, but I'm like, it's not that.
I wouldn't say world famous, and I don't have the record anymore, but thank you.
Oh. Well, this is awkward. Alright, moving on from that, I did say people, so today we have yet another guest. I've actually been doing a lot of these double guest episodes, and I'm totally fine with that. Someone who I've known my entire life, I'm very close with, and have actually appeared in his streams before. The also former world record holder, though for a very different game, Naxhpl.
Hello. Yes, you did appear in my stream one time. I believe you did like a Scottish accent or something.
I was the Scottish Asian.
Oh,
I was doing a horrid Scottish accent.
Yeah.
Does this bot exist
For those
still?
of you who don't... Probably, I don't know. For those of you who don't know, Naxhpl is a Twitch streamer who primarily plays Souls games, but also games like OS, and it says adventure games, but I don't know which ones you play nowadays.
I've played so many. I used to have a show that I did once a week on Fridays or whatever, and we played adventure games, like really old school ones, but I haven't done that in a while. But that's why that's on there.
I remember I watched that show a while ago, but I can't remember the title.
Yeah, Nax Ventures.
That was it. Yep, okay. So, going back to the Scottish Asian thing, though, so, Nax is a family member of mine. I'm not going to say who or what or where they are. And I would visit them once in the summer, every year. So, there was a time I was visiting, he was streaming, and I was younger, I was a teenager, and I was less cautious about how just bad my accents were, so I was doing really stupid voices in the background, and it was this thing where the audience could hear this guy doing a clearly fake, horrible Scottish accent, but then I explained to them I'm also Asian, and this was at the same time as those Starburst commercials that had like the Scottish Asian guy on the bus. Do you remember?
I don't know what that is.
I don't think anyone remembers this. Okay. Anyway, so it became this joke that everyone could hear but no one could see the Scottish Asian, and I walked by the camera one time because he was doing face cam for, I'm pretty sure we were playing Dark Souls, and someone, I remember the comment clearly, some dude was freaking out that he saw me in the background.
That sounds about right, yeah.
Anyway, just...
That is not how I expected this episode to start.
You have to really look for it. Funny thing that I happen to appear in a Dark Souls stream, because that's actually the game we're going to be discussing today, as it is probably the most well-loved Souls game out there, and I know for a fact that at one point, it was the favorite game of both of my guests, though I don't know if Elden Ring has changed that for both of them. So I'm going to ask you both right now, is Dark Souls 1 still your favorite game?
Go ahead, John.
Okay, well, I mean, it's no best Souls 2, but, no,
Oh, here we go.
No, I would say Elden Ring is my favorite, like, FromSoft Souls title now.
Okay, if you had said Dark Souls 2, I would have kicked you off this podcast.
Love Dark Souls 2, Taylor.
I would have just left the call.
No!
Yes, I am vindicated for once in my life.
But I have to agree. I think Elden Ring has also taken my spot above Dark Souls 1.
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Okay, that I did not expect. Because even when I'm looking at what you're streaming, you're mostly streaming Souls.
Yeah, Souls 1, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I did stream Elden Ring a lot when it came out. Yeah, it's really good.
Huh. That's fair.
But
so, okay, I gotta ask. Nax, you specifically hold, unfortunately, the former world record for getting all achievements in the fastest amount of time. Have you debated entering the ring for pun intended, entering the Elden Ring in that same race?
I actually don't know much about the Elden Ring all achievements.
You can go watch our episode on it that just came out.
Right, I did see that.
at the time of recording.
I did see that. I'm looking at the speedrun leaderboards for that right now. It seems like not that long. It's just under 3 hours.
What?
Oh, yeah, it's 2 hours and 49. It looks like.
Yeah, it's
How does that even make sense?
there's a lot of bugs.
You have to beat the game 3 times, though.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of glitches exist, but like
Depends what
as much
patch
as I
it
love
is.
Elden Ring, I haven't actually speedran it yet. So
Oh,
eventually, I want to,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
but we'll see.
That'll be quite the adventure, I'm sure. Would you just kind of go for a general speedrun, or would you kind of go first into the all achievements category?
No, I'd probably start with all remembrances. That
Nice.
seems
Okay.
the most interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then yeah, just go from there.
I think that one's pretty quick too. I think that's only like an hour 20 or something now.
It's an hour and 1 minute and 14
An hour
seconds.
one.
What?
My god.
Oh man, that sub 1 hour is gonna explode.
Jeez.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so moving on, getting back on track here. Dark Souls 1, I have brought 2 of the most accredited people I can think of for this podcast, and I'm really curious to see how their answers differ from one another. So I'm going to start with another question for both of you. How long did you actually own the game before you decided to go for all achievements? Now, I will clarify, Jon and I played Dark Souls Remastered, whereas Naxhpl did play the original Dark Souls 1,
And still do.
Prepare to Die edition.
Yeah, I was looking at the like the leaderboards on speedrun.com, and like you're all over like the Prepare to Die edition, and then like not on the remastered at all. Like, do you?
Yeah, it should be on all bosses on remastered, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, 5th on there.
Oh, nice. I was just looking at like all achievements, and there's like 2 people on there. I was like, do I go for it?
So the reason I even played remastered or speedrun remastered in the first place was there was an event that the European Speedrunner Assembly put on called Break the Record Live, which actually there's one going on right now for Super Mario 64, I think.
Oh.
But they did that for Dark Souls All Bosses, where it was basically just 3 days of the top 7 runners just basically tried to get the fastest time out of those 3 days, and there was prize money and stuff. So that's why I learned the All Bosses for Dark Souls Remastered.
Okay, and it had to be remastered.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was specific because they're very different games.
Yes.
when it comes to the speedrun.
So have you actually thought about trying for all achievements in Remastered, or have you just kind of want to stick with Prepare to Die?
Probably stick with Prepare to Die.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I think there's a lot more tedious stuff in the remastered all achievements.
Okay.
You know, a lot less ways to like dupe items and stuff. So,
Hmm.
like whether your stance on glitches is, you know, I don't like. Despite your stance on glitches, it's just tedious as a runner.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah,
Well, I'm sure we'll be discussing the differences as we get further into this. But John, I know you obviously would have had the game for longer because you did Remaster. How long did you have it for before you and I decided to do this?
So actually, I checked back through my Steam purchase history, and I bought Prepare to Die edition on July 2013.
Ooh.
So I've had that one for a long time, but I did buy Remastered like the day it came out, so May 23rd, 2018. However long that is to now is how long I had the game before going for all achievements.
Okay, so let's go with the original 2013 because that's more interesting to me. You've had this game for what will genuinely be a decade.
Almost a decade, yeah.
At the time of close to the time of release. What held you back until now?
Oh, I mean, we'll get into it later, but it's all the miracles, all the spells, just those achievements. Just
Okay.
like it's the same with like Dark Souls 3. We talked about that before. Like every time I would like start up a new game, I'd like look at the list of achievements and just be instantly like put off by some of the requirements. So yeah, that's just I just never did it until you motivated me to work on it together.
Fair enough. And how about you, Nax? How long did you have Prepare to Die before you're like, you know what? I'm gonna take this.
So I bought the game shortly after it came out on PC. So I don't know, probably like around November or December 2012. And
okay.
I remember getting cursed in the depths, and then I didn't touch the game for like 6 months.
Yep, definitely.
But then I ended up coming back the next summer, and then that's when I really got into it. And I think, like I did a couple normal playthroughs, and then I started doing challenge runs. And I think while I was just doing challenge runs, I just kind of over time started to get the achievements and go for them. So yeah, I guess I had the game about a year, which most of the time probably wasn't spent playing it because I took a big break, but about a year, and then I probably went for the achievements. That's what I recall, at least. It's been a long time.
Did you start speedrunning at that time, or like was Twitch a factor in this, or did you do it outside of Twitch?
I started doing it outside of Twitch at November, December 2013, and then I didn't start streaming until like January or February. So like there was a month or two where I was just casually learning the speedrun and watching other speedrunners on Twitch.
Interesting.
That's cool.
Okay. Huh. And for me, funny enough, I remember vividly looking at the Dark Souls case for the version on Xbox 360 in a Blockbuster and just looking at the back and going, eh? And then I put it down. Never thought about it outside of visiting you, Nax, and watching you play it until I met Jon at Sunnyside, and he would just not shut up about this game series because Dark Souls 3 was coming out, and I was just like, whatever, not my thing. And Jon and Chris were actually the two to get me into the Souls series. So I was a much later purchase. I didn't actually see when I purchased it, though I do remember picking up Dark Souls Remastered when it came out, Dark Souls 1 after we'd beaten Dark Souls 3, and then we couldn't use the multiplayer mod that we were trying to use because the name that I'd given my Steam profile was over 16 characters, and it just immediately crashed the game whenever I loaded into one of their worlds.
Good times.
Oh no.
So
you didn't actually buy Prepare to Die edition until, like, presumably we played Dark Souls 3?
Yeah, until after we played Dark Souls 3, which I think was in 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, I was just gonna say, do you guys both own Prepare to Die edition? Because you can't buy it anymore.
Yes, yeah, we do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we both, I bought it much later than Jon and Chris did. And then we played it a bit, did I think only one full run through, and then we just kind of, Remastered was announced and we decided to wait for that.
Yeah, I think we only did one full playthrough of Prepare to Die edition, like, together. I played it a fair bit before that.
Yeah, I'm sure you and Chris both played it a ton.
Yeah.
I don't know, Souls games for me have always been hard to get into solo, but that's just because I started playing them with you and Chris, and then just haven't really stopped.
True.
So, yeah, it's weird that we all started at such different times.
Very different times. And Nax,
I didn't expect you to have the longest gap, Jon. I thought it would be me, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like, I knew you had it before I did, but I just figured you would have tried for it earlier.
No, I don't know. They always, the list of achievements just always put me off every time.
Okay. So, question for you then, specifically, Jon. What's your current record on Remastered for how long it took both of us together to get all achievements? Because like with Dark Souls 3, we did do this adventure together.
Yeah, so I opened up my character the other day, and it was 19 hours and 23 minutes for all achievements.
Oh.
Which is it's like only just over the record, I think. It's very close.
Okay. Yeah, I actually can't load up my character because it was on an old...
Oh, no.
Or no, wait. Yeah, it's because I had to get a different hard drive. I had some hard drive issues that actually caused me a lot of headache a few months back. So I was just looking at my Steam profile. Okay, I've got 47.4 hours total. But as with the Dark Souls 3 episode, we have wiped out all of our achievements and started fresh when we decided to do this.
Right.
And we were able to do this just before the servers went down. Like, we finished Dark Souls 1 not even a month before the servers went down.
Yeah, it was lucky.
And we were going to start Dark Souls 2.
It was so close. It was really, really lucky. Yeah, we
ended up doing 1 and then 3, and then the servers went down.
Yeah, we wiped our Dark Souls 2 achievements, and then I think like 4 days later or something, all the servers came down.
I think they might have done you a favor.
How dare you?
Well,
Okay, enough Dark Souls 2 hate. I'm sorry.
We're,
No. Please pile on more. I love it.
no.
As in, I love to hate on this game.
Taylor,
And I can say that because I am running through Dark Souls 2 with John currently for all achievements, and that will be a future episode when I will call back to this.
Yeah, we have to play it tomorrow. You can't hate it too much.
I can hate it, and the only thing that's kept me going through that game is you.
Yes.
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't have touched the damn thing with a 12-foot pole.
I'll take it. I'll keep forcing you back to Dark Souls 2 as many times as it takes.
Oh god, no. Okay, so question for you, Nax, about the Dark Souls game you actually like. How long did it take you? Do you remember for, like, say your first attempt that you actually got all achievements versus your current best attempt?
Yeah, the first attempt was really long. I was basically... It was very casual. I was kind of following the speedrun route, but I had zero... Like, it was just a first attempt, zero practice, zero preparation. So I think it was, like, around 10 hours or something.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
That would have been back in, like, 2015. It was, like, right when I was getting into speedrunning all achievements.
Yeah.
So it was probably, like, 10 hours or something. And then I realized that, like, I could do way better, and it was kind of fun. So then I just kept doing it, because I think I originally was just gonna be like a one-off thing, just as like a special stream. But then, yeah, it ended up being really fun. And
yeah. So for the audience watching or listening at home, what is your current personal best?
Let me check here.
Because I had it pulled up, and then I got a new phone, and it took away all my stuff that I looked up.
It is 2 hours and 16 minutes and 8 seconds, which is second on the leaderboards right now, and 5 minutes, 4.5 minutes away from first.
Yeah, I remember seeing that a few months back. So, you've been able to cut your time to basically 20% of your first ever full attempt. Do you have any plans on retaking your crown?
Oh yeah, I'm hoping to go back, because the current route that my personal best uses is not the most recent one. But I think the first place player here is using the most recent one. But since that new route, I haven't gotten back.
What's
what are you
changes?
What are the changes?
Yeah. In the route.
Nothing major. It still uses like sorcery.
Okay.
Of course.
I think there are maybe 1 or 2 skips that are new.
Oh, okay.
Nothing super major, but it's probably overall like 2 or 3 minutes faster.
Interesting.
Oh, wow. So that automatically, just using that new route is going to put you a lot closer, and then it's just a matter of skill, presumably.
Partly skill. There's a lot of luck.
I guess with Dark Souls, there's a lot of luck involved.
Well, not Dark Souls specific. Like, there's the luck in Dark Souls, but the all achievements specifically, there's way more luck than any other run.
Why is that?
Well, because of the random weapon drops.
That's Knight's Honor, yeah.
Which I assume we're going to get to.
Yes.
Yeah, we will. Okay, so question for both of you guys. How many characters did you make in pursuit of AAs? Because, like, you know, some people will just do New Game Plus, others will just do a new character to get the different endings. How many would you say you made on average, Nax? And John, how many in general do you think you made?
Is this including speedrunning? Or not?
Yeah, why not? Why not include speedrunning?
Over 500?
Oh my god.
Now, okay, important branching question. Did you do New Game Plus, or did you just make a new character to try to get the alternate endings?
Well, you do need... Oh, I see what you're saying. I think for the alternate endings, I got them both on... Like I was saying before, when I started doing challenge runs, I just slowly kind of started to gain the achievements, or going for them. So it was probably 2 different characters for the endings.
Okay. And John, did we go New Game Plus, or did we make 2 different characters?
It all has to be on the same character, right?
No, for the endings it doesn't. Like, I get the collection achievements, it does.
Oh, right. Well, like, we reset everything, so we did everything on just one character for all achievements.
Oh yeah, we must have done New Game
Yeah,
Plus.
and I should point out. Sorry, I was gonna say for the speed run, it has to be on one character.
Yeah.
Casually, I probably got those on different characters.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
interesting.
I think even like with the guide we were following, like to get like the very last miracle, you have to be on like New Game +2 to get like Gwyn's like
Oh,
Sunlight Spear or
yeah,
something.
yeah,
So
yeah.
you have to do them.
Oh man.
You do all the endings anyway in one
Yes.
character.
Yeah.
Same
Yeah,
with
okay, yeah.
Sif's soul uses, or it makes 3
Oh,
weapons.
right.
Right. So
So it's
we
actually 3 new
it's-
games.
we got
Yeah,
to
we had to do New Game Plus.
well we got around that because we could just drop the weapons for each
Yes.
other.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, we still had to go like just into New Game +2 for the final miracle.
Now I remember, and that the guide we used will be linked in the description down below. Now I remember, it's coming back to me. Okay. So this is, I really want to know how this is gonna differ between all 3 of us.
Yeah.
Nax, I want to start with, no, you know what, John, I want to start with you. What were the hardest and easiest achievements for you personally?
Okay, well I'll start with easiest because it'll be a quick one. There's like 3 super like easy gimme achievements, so I just picked Enkindle, which is to light a bonfire flame. You get that within like 5 minutes of starting a new character. Hardest for me, I had to go for Knight's Honor for this one, just because. I mean, we're probably going to talk about this achievement quite a bit, but it's just such a bizarre list of random weapons to get. And like Nax mentioned, there is some luck to it. There's a fair bit of farming you have to do for these weapons. So yeah, definitely, I think that's got to be the hardest one for me.
That's fair. For those of you watching or listening who don't know what the Knight's Honor achievement is, similar to many other Souls games that require you to get all sorceries, miracles, etc., this one didn't actually ask you to acquire all rings, but it did has, as John mentioned, a specific list of weaponry that your character had to possess for whatever reason to get this achievement.
I couldn't believe the list of items again. Like I looked up the achievements again because we did this. I think like we finished this in like January 2022, so it's been a while since we've done this. And so like I looked up the achievements again. I still just couldn't believe how many things you need for this one achievement.
Oh, it's so stupid. Okay, next let's go on to yours. I want to see if they're different than John's were.
I'm pretty sure my easiest. I mean, I think they got to be the same. Like the easiest, I'll go with Estus Flask there. So that one's different, even though it's just as easy as Kindle.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, yeah. I assume we're not including the Dark Soul achievement.
I don't tend to include that, but
Yeah.
I want to give my guests free reign to do whatever they feel like.
No, I mean it's got to be Knight's Honor as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean a runner-up would be, I guess, Wisdom of a Sage, which is all sorceries, just because it requires so many souls. Like,
Right.
you'd have to buy so many of those sorceries that are pretty expensive.
We duped. We used item duping glitch in Remastered for that,
Yeah.
or the soul dupe glitch,
Right.
just to save ourselves some time.
Is that remastered exclusive? I don't think you have that one in Prepare to Die, right?
There's multiple soul dupe glitches in
Okay.
both versions. Some
Okay.
work in only one version. Like, there's tons.
Okay.
So,
It's a bit of a busted game.
yes.
Yeah, just a little. So I'm gonna go outside the box, but then like hug right up against it. I put my easiest achievement as like any of the Covenant ones because you just have to talk to the person offering the Covenant.
That's fair.
I'm gonna go with Warrior of Sunlight because I'm a sun bro. Gotta love Solaire, my boy. And to stay within the box, Knight's achievement can eat dirt and just die. I'm so glad that it is not in any way, shape, or form succeeded in any of the other Souls games. I would actually jump off a bridge.
I hate that achievement. It's so arbitrary.
I think everyone does.
It's so arbitrary, and also so many lists that you see online are just wrong.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
like
no.
the official strategy guide is wrong.
What?
Yes.
Because, John, I remember when you and I were doing this, we had the guide, but then I looked up Knight's Honor specifically, and I found like 3 different lists, but we decided to stick with the guide we were using just in case.
Right, yeah.
Like, even the early all achievement speedruns, we would get like the gargoyle's tail, and you don't even need to.
Really?
Because there was just so much confusion around it, and no one really. I think at the time there was no like official. Like it was also very. Just people did it very casually as well, so people weren't trying to be super quick. But yeah, it's so arbitrary.
And it is like
mad.
such a long list of weapons as well.
Yeah.
Like it's not.
And it's weird that it misses boss weapons, but it includes like mob weapons.
Like there's so many weapons that should be on there, and then there's also weapons on there that shouldn't. Like it's.
It's just like if it was all boss weapons, like if tails you could cut off, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Well, makes sense in air quotes. But yeah, it's so random.
Yeah.
And that actually brings me on to my next question. This one's for you, Nax. Over the course of your speedrunning career, have you found that certain achievements take on either an easier or harder quality? Like something was maybe really hard in the beginning, but now it's just kind of second nature?
Yes.
Okay, I want to hear about these.
Specifically the upgrade paths.
Okay.
Early on, when I started speedrunning all achievements, there was no dupe glitch for Titanite. So a large portion, not a large portion, but a very tedious portion of the run involved farming the Black Knights right before Gwyn, because those Black Knights drop all the special chunks and regular chunks.
Oh man.
So you would spend like 15 to 20 minutes every run just farming chunks before you go into New Game Plus, and it was so awful, like just boring and. But then once, then the dupe glitch using Framped and Bottomless Box was found, which let you dupe Titanite.
Oh, hey, we used that one.
Yeah, we used Framped a lot.
Yeah, so that made it so much better.
Were there any that you found were maybe you perceived as easy at first, but then they became not necessarily harder on their own, but like harder by comparison to stuff that you found workarounds for?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
That's fair. That's fair. That one was more of a stretch. I was thinking they'll have some stuff that obviously gets easier as people know more, but yeah, I was just... Okay, interesting.
No, yeah, it's really mostly like what new glitches are found in the run, which kind of dictate how easy something is, I guess.
Okay, so let's move on to something a little more personal, I guess. John, we'll start with you again. What were the most and least fun for you to get? They can be the same as your favorite and least favorite, or they can be different. Your call.
Okay. For least fun, I put Prayer of a Maiden, which is to acquire all miracles, and I think I chose that one just because you do have to go like just barely into New Game Plus 2 or whichever one it is. Like you beat the game a second time, you kill Gwyn, and then you just have to do like an extra like 10 minutes or something just to get your final miracle. I don't know, that one always like kind of rubbed me the wrong way for some reason.
Fair enough.
And
how about the most fun?
Most fun, I put Knight's Honor.
What?
Because
interesting.
I don't know, I think it's just like it's so stupid, but it's also so unique in Dark Souls achievements that like I don't know, I didn't have a bad time farming Silver Knights or whatever, or the Black Knights for their gear. Maybe because we did this like right after Dark Souls 3, and farming is so much more tedious in Dark Souls 3.
That's because we were farming Covenant items in Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, so like there was a lot less to do in Dark Souls 1, and like the drop rate wasn't too bad. I don't know, I think it's a really stupid achievement and a stupid list, but I also think it's kind of fun.
Okay, so follow-up question to that then. Do you think you would have had the same perspective on it if you had to do it solo?
I think we did most of the farming solo, didn't we?
No, but like without being able to trade weapons and stuff with each other. Because didn't we farm different mobs so that we could just start trading the weapons?
God, I don't remember now. I don't think we traded too much. I thought it was just like some of the boss souls, but again, like we did this like a year ago now.
Yeah.
No, like, yeah, probably I would have found it a lot more tedious if I was doing it like completely solo.
Mm-hmm.
Or trying to go for a world record or something like that.
Fair enough. And how about you, Nax? What do you hate run? Like, what's the one that you're like, I cannot do this anymore?
I mean, as with most of my answers, they're all going to be like, from the perspective of a speedrunner.
which is perfect.
So I mean, least fun is probably acquire all pyromancies.
Really?
Because to get, I think it's Chaos Storm, you have to offer 30 humanities.
Oh, right.
To
Oh yeah.
What's her face?
Fair Lady.
Yeah, Fair Lady. I've played this game before. And yeah, in the speedrun, you just kind of sit there for a few minutes, going clicking offer humanity.
Yeah, that's fair. And in your defense, almost no one remembers the female Dark Souls characters from Dark Souls 1 that just don't have their tits out. Because there's a weirdly high number of characters that have their tits out.
I think she does.
I think she does too.
No. Yeah.
Wait, what? Wait, Quaylag's sister?
Yeah.
Quaylana? Oh, I thought you were talking about the one who, the one in the robe who, sits out by the pillar.
She's also annoying because you have to, upgrade your pyromancy flame to get her.
Yeah.
But
okay,
no,
so you're talking about Quaylana then.
I think she's...
Quaylana is the one who sits, right? I'm going to the...
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
What? Oh, hang on.
I think she's just called the Fair Lady, like her spider sister. The Covenant Lady.
I thought it was Quaylag and Quaylana.
No, Quaylana's her sister who sits outside.
I think Quaylana sits outside in the swamp.
How many sisters does this girl have?
6? 5.
I'm trying to remember the lore.
It's 6 girls.
Ronnie, help us out here.
Ceaseless discharges the sun.
Yeah.
Also, in Remastered, you can offer multiple humanities at once. So you can go I offer 30 humanities, and you're done. But prepare to die, you have to do them one at a time. So
yeah, my perspective is also from a prepare to die perspective. So
it's important to keep in mind. Absolutely.
Did I say most fun? No.
That was your least fun. So what is your most fun?
You know what? I'm gonna take the easy answer and go with the Dark Soul.
That's totally
That's
fine.
Fair, yeah.
That's the whole end of your run. That makes sense.
The whole game is fun.
That's nice. You'd hope so.
I mean, after a while.
Yeah.
It's either fun to the point where you can continue to run it for. Actually, Nax, how many hours do you have on Steam on that game?
So it says 2,120.
Oh my goodness.
Remaster says 206. However, that's not accurate because when the game still used Games for Windows Live, the only way to play offline was... now I can't remember. Anyway, I played the game offline on Steam for a long time, which didn't actually count.
Oh, okay.
Hours. So it's probably close to 5,000.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, I thought you were going to say 3,000.
That's incredible.
Okay, yeah, you would have to hope the game is fun if you're going to play it for 5,000 hours. That's insane.
I've owned it for a long time at this point. it adds up.
My answers are kind of pretty similar. I would say the least fun for me was any of the weapon upgrade ones, just because you just stand there. We use the dupe glitch to get the upgrade materials, but it's just I don't know. It doesn't do much, and I never use. The thing is, I never used the weapons. I never used the magic. No, I used the magic weapon. I never used the raw. I never used the crystal. I never used the occult. I might use the occult.
I think you used occult, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's pretty useful.
But I don't know. So many of them go unused.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I had a most fun achievement. When I was looking back through this list, I'm going, there are so many bosses on here that just don't have an achievement tied to them. And there's so many things that just, you don't do for an achievement in and of itself. You do it to progress towards an achievement. And I'm just like, this feels so different from the other Dark Souls games we've been playing.
So none of them stuck out as a fun achievement in itself. There'd be
yeah, they were all just kind of I didn't feel real strongly towards almost any of them.
Fair.
Yeah, that is very fair.
Which is weird because I had a super strong reaction to some of the, well, I shouldn't say earlier, some of the later games and their achievements, and it was so weird not having that kind of connection to this one.
Yeah.
It is kind of weird that I'm looking at the boss achievements right now. You have Nito, Bed of Chaos, Four Kings, and Seath. That makes sense for an achievement. And then you have Gwendolyn and Priscilla. And that's
yeah,
it.
which are two
Is
optional
that it?
bosses.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah, that's
those
it.
two seem so random now that I look at
And
it.
like Gwyn doesn't even have one in and of itself because it's just choose an ending, you get an achievement for the ending.
Yeah,
That's weird. Like, not
I
even.
kind of understand that. But I feel like Quelaag and Gargoyles should be up there.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
ONS.
Artorias should be up there. I get he was DLC, but still.
Well, ONS is Lord Vessel, basically.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah. And that's the other thing is they tied it more with your rewards than with the actual bosses.
Yeah.
True. But, well,
Okay.
do they? Gwendolyn and Priscilla are, like,
Gwendolyn.
they just seem
Yeah, but
so
I mean-
random. I don't know.
Art of Abyss Walking, shouldn't that be Sif? No.
Oh, that is. I see what you're saying now. Yeah, that is.
Yeah,
Sif.
so like that's Sif. And Orlando. Is that a
Right.
boss?
That's just finding out all. So
Reach
that's
and
Golem.
Orlando.
Yeah.
That's a Golem. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
that's
see what you're saying
Golem.
now.
Rite of Kindling would just be Pinwheel.
True.
Right.
Interesting.
See, it's just weird that they named these 6. Like 4 of them
So-
make sense, but then the other 2, and then the other ones are just like your reward for beating that boss is what's gonna get you the achievement.
So I wonder why they didn't do that for Nito, Bed of Chaos, Four Kings, and Seath. They could have done like Lord Soul, like 4 different Lord Soul names or something.
Yeah.
Instead of having those.
Yeah.
It's weird because I was looking at the list of trophies for PS3 Demon Souls to see like how similar they were, and they.
I've
give-
also done runs of that.
Oh, okay. But they give trophies for every single boss in that game, compared to this one where it's like 6.
I have a lot to say about the achievements in that game too.
Really?
That'll be a future episode. Promise.
Have you guys played Demon Souls together? It's a little more difficult, I guess.
Yes, we did using a totally legal and above board emulator.
Well, we
course.
both do own the game, so we just wanted to
It's true,
emulate
it's
it,
true.
and we played like very recently with private servers. So yeah, we've played it together, just the original
Nice.
version.
I want the new one so bad.
Yeah, I'm holding out for that
it's-
one.
It looks it looks so good.
It looks so nice.
Mhm. Okay, so Nax, going back to you, over your 5,000 hours, I still can't wrap my head around this. Did runs become more fun, or have they just become not necessarily tedious, but second nature at this point?
They probably don't become more fun because the more runs I do, like the lower my time gets, and then the lower my time gets, the more it relies on good RNG, like a good channel. Like their whole run is pretty much dictated by how fast you get the Channeler's Trident.
Right.
Wait,
So-
what?
Well, the Channeler's Trident is the most rare weapon in that Knight's Honor list.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
There's only like 2 channelers to farm, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some other. Well, there's 2 channelers that are near each other and near a bonfire, so those are
Right.
the 2 you farm.
Right.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so like, the more runs I do of all achievements, the more it relies on good drops. So
Okay, so what you're saying is, if I'm ever celebrating something with you, I should just get you like a 1/5 scale model of the Channeler's Trident.
Oh,
for you to
that would
put
be-
in your room.
that'd be great. Add it to my collection.
So like, here, you don't have to worry about farming it anymore. You've got it in real
Yeah,
life.
exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, this just reminds me of when Chris, John, and I were playing Dark Souls 2, and Chris had given the petrified something to the crows right at the beginning of Dark Souls 2, and guess what he got?
Channeler's Trident.
The Chandler's Trident. And I'm just thinking, imagine if you could have done that in Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, just trade for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that would have been okay.
It would save a lot of headaches.
Yeah, that's fair. So I feel like this one is one we're actually going to be potentially different on and not just parrot how much Knight's Honor sucks. Nax, I want to start with you. What are your top 3 and bottom 3 bosses of this game, including all bosses? They don't have to have achievements tied to them.
Okay, top 3. Definitely Artorias is up there. Manus.
Okay.
And I'd probably go with Sif.
Interesting. All right.
Not necessarily in that order, but those would be the
Yeah.
top 3. Yeah, and then bottom 3. one of the demons, like the Asylum Demon, Stray Demon, Fire Sage Demon, are definitely there. I'd probably go with Fire Sage in my bottom 3 because
they're all just copies of each other.
It's like the 3rd time you've seen that boss when you get to it.
Yeah.
I need to bring up a list here.
Yeah, I had to do the same thing.
I don't have a list up.
Yeah, I know. There's genuinely a lot of bosses in this game that just don't have anything connected to them.
I gotta go with Bed of Chaos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
sure. And one more in bottom 3. I mean, this a lot of good bosses.
Now, if this was Dark Souls 2, it would just be like 95% of the roster is in the bottom 3.
How dare you?
If that was possible, yeah. Actually, I don't know. I feel like Dark Souls 2 might have some decent bosses. It's been a while since I played, but I did have another bottom 3 boss in mind. I can't remember what I chose though. I remember having trouble finding 3.
Stray Demon and Fire Sage.
Yeah, we'll just go with both Stray Demon and Fire Sage.
Fair enough. All right, John. I want to see if your list differs from that.
Yeah, it partially differs.
Okay.
So I said my favorite bosses. Number 1, I said Sif. I really like the Sif fight.
Okay.
Number 2, I said Priscilla. I quite enjoy that fight. And number 3, Ceaseless Discharge. I don't know if I like...
Now, okay, wait.
Okay.
Like cheesing Ceaseless or regular fight Ceaseless?
Cheesing, I think. I just think
it's in the top 3 because you like cheesing it?
I don't know. I think it's just fun that they added like that cheese for it.
I think that was just a glitch.
It's kind of up for debate whether it's intended. I feel like Miyazaki at one point hinted at it being intended in like an interview.
Yeah, I think I saw that. But
something like that, I don't know.
Yeah.
Huh.
I don't know. I think it's kind of neat.
Okay.
And then my least favorite, like absolute least favorite, has to be Bed of Chaos. I didn't know if we were including DLC with this, so I said Sanctuary Guardian if we were including DLC.
Yeah, he just knocks you around, doesn't he?
I hate that boss so much.
him, Gundyr, and what's the Elden Ring equivalent of Gundyr? Who has the Thor, the like lightsaber?
Oh god, Elamir of the Briar.
Yeah. They just knock you around.
They do. Those 3 bosses just bully me. If we weren't including DLC, I had Stray Demon as my number 2.
Fair enough.
And then number 3, I put Gwendolyn, just because, I don't know, it feels like you're just running forever until he does the right attack.
Until he gets there, and then he's just gone again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it, but I think it's kind of cool, his boss arena, to be honest.
I do like his boss arena.
Like, the design is kind of cool, but not very fun to fight.
Yeah.
Okay, so interestingly, I also have a mostly different list from you two, which I was not necessarily expecting. My top 3, not necessarily in this order, would be Artorias, ONS, and probably Gwyn, just because Gwyn feels like a real culmination of everything, and I am at parrying in Dark Souls 1, so I fight him normal, and it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's hard if you don't parry him.
Yeah. And I will agree on Bed of Chaos in the bottom 3, absolutely. But I also put on there Centipede Demon, just because you have such a small area to fight him in to avoid the lava, and it just sucks so much when he knocks you into it, and then you just die on your back.
That was the 3rd one I was forgetting when I was thinking about this earlier.
Okay.
I did put that in my bottom 3 earlier, just mostly because of the camera. Like, when he's near you, your camera just freaks out.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Real bottom boss of this game is just the camera in general.
True.
But,
Yeah.
and interestingly enough, I'm surprised neither of you said this, Calamite. I hate the Calamite fight.
Oh, interesting.
He just one-shots me so much, and I feel like he's gonna make my ears bleed in real life because I've got headphones in, and he just does that stupid scream.
Yeah. I think he's one of the better dragon fights in all of Souls games, to be honest.
Oh man, I hate his psychic abilities.
I think I did hate him until eventually he clicked for me, and then I don't mind him anymore.
Huh.
So maybe he just hasn't clicked for you yet.
I mean, I don't plan to play it long enough to find out.
That's
to be
fair.
honest.
Yeah, yeah. I hated him at first, and then it was like gargoyles. Gargoyles were like my biggest stumbling block for so long, and then one day they just clicked, and now I'm fine with them.
Interesting. So, this one is labeled just for Nax, but I'm gonna ask you both, in case it applies to both of you. Have your feelings towards, this list changed over time? Like, I get this is the list you have now, but as John was mentioning, you hated Calamite before. Would your list have looked different, say, 2 years ago? And if so, what do you think would be any major changes on it?
I mean, 2 years is not like for me.
Okay, next
it's
you go
dictated
back 5
by
years.
like before speedrunning and after speedrunning, which is
sure.
like 1 year and then like 9 years.
Okay, you go back a whole decade, old man. John, you go back like 3 years.
I think Ornstein and Smo would have been in my top 3 when I first started playing.
Okay.
But then after speedrunning, they've definitely gone down. They're very annoying in most speedruns, so.
That's fair. I can see their attack patterns being pretty annoying to deal with.
It's just, as soon as you have 2 enemies, as soon as it's a double boss, there's so much more RNG.
Dark Souls 2.
Yeah. Like it's your slowest fights and your fastest fights for Ornstein and Smo are like, there's a huge range there. And it's much harder to get fast fights for double boss fights.
True.
So.
Okay.
And then if you need to be really fast to get like a personal best, you just have to like take insane risks, and then it's just so easy to die at that point.
Oh god.
Going for those
Yeah,
risks.
that's
So
fair.
it's like, yeah. But I definitely really like them still casually.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very cool boss.
Oh, fair enough. And how about you, John? So, obviously you mentioned Calamite until they clicked, Gargoyles until they clicked. Anything else that you might have changed on your list?
I feel like probably like the very first time I saw Bed of Chaos, I probably thought it was really cool. And then every time after that, when you're trying to avoid the floor crumbling and stuff, especially doing it in co-op, is just such a nightmare.
Oh, yep.
Like the fact
It's
that
absolute cancer.
like it as soon as you mess up, the fact that it can one-shot you as soon as you like finish your slide down the ramp is just ridiculous. So yeah, I feel like that's one that I would have changed that my feelings have changed towards.
Fair enough. I haven't played this game over a long enough period of time or frequently enough to have changed my opinions, really. So that's why it was more going out to originally just Nax, but then both of you. Okay, so this one, I feel like we're all gonna have the same favorite covenant, but maybe differ on our least favorite. So John, let's start with you.
Okay. Favorite covenant, I said Warrior of Sunlight. Just normally because Solaire's a cool fella, and his storyline's quite fun. But also, obviously, when we went for all achievements, we were doing the whole thing together. So, being part of that jolly cooperation covenant while playing through the whole game co-op was quite rewarding and quite wholesome. So that was my favorite.
Mm-hmm. Okay, before your least favorite, I want to get everyone's favorite first, because I think we're all gonna be on the same page. Nax, how about you?
I don't think we will be.
Oh,
Forest Cats.
No, I think I'm gonna go with Path of the Dragon.
Oh,
Favorites.
okay.
It's always been the one that's like most interesting to me, I guess. Like the items you get for joining, you get the cool like transformation stuff,
True.
oh yeah, you do.
and just the area that it's in. I like.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of getting down there.
I have so much respect for like From Software for putting all of that behind 2 illusory walls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're just the most interesting when it comes to what you get.
I mean, call me basic, but I'm a Sunbro through and through. A lot of it's to do with like the memes and the culture that's been built up around it. Because I knew Praise the Sun, I knew Sunbro long before I ever played Dark Souls. So part of that for me is like, it's been hyped up for so long, and then I finally got to do it, and I was like, oh, I get it. So there's a cool bro. Now give me your armor.
Oh my god.
Not my fault he wouldn't give it up willingly.
Jeez. Hasn't he been through enough?
No, when you first meet him, he has.
Oh no, he hasn't.
Later in the game, sure.
Yeah.
But if he doesn't live that long enough, that long to suffer.
I feel like that's not quite in the spirit of the Warriors of Sunlight there, Taylor.
It's fine. His sun had to set sometime.
Jeez. Very dark.
Ruthless.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'll keep this train going with my least favorite covenant. I hated the Way of White because they're just a bunch of dickheads.
They are.
Like, they're just a bunch of thieving, preachy dickheads who don't believe in what they're saying, and they have terrible haircuts, like just awful haircuts.
So
That's
I'll
the worst
say,
part about them.
yeah, my answer was actually the same because
Let's go.
of Petrus. Like the way he looks and the way he acts.
Yeah, he's just such
That's
an asshole.
fair. He's an asshole.
Yeah.
How about you, John? What covenant do you hate?
I said Dark Wraith.
What?
Because it's so easy to miss, and also because if you accidentally say no to Koth, you just lock yourself out of it completely, and there's no way to get it back. And I really hate that.
See, I almost feel like Dark Wraith is easier to find than than Path of the Dragon, though.
But I don't think it
Yeah,
is.
it's tough.
Because you have to, like, place the Lord Vessel before doing
I think
something.
you're very, very unlikely to kill 4 kings early
Right.
as a first time player.
Yeah. Yeah, I missed this one for so long. And I had to, like, really go out of my way to get it.
Huh. I feel like well, I never had the true new player experience because I was always with you guys.
Yeah.
But I feel like we as a group never went down to the dragon one because it was just so out of the way. But Koth was just kind of, you could do him as you were going along normally.
But you can't. You have to... I don't remember what the requirement is for getting Koth to appear. It's like placing the Lord Vessel before... Or like doing 4 kings before any of the 4 souls or something.
I think it's just killing 4 kings before you place the Lord Vessel.
Right.
Like with or before you talk to Frampt or something. I don't know the exact timing on that.
Right. And yeah, I think I always like saw New Londo Ruins as a very late game area, so like just casually I would never do 4 kings that early.
Huh.
Yeah, and I think the fact that, you know, that you can't even kill the ghosts right away, like it just pushes people out of there. Until
Yeah.
Late game.
I just ran for my life most of the time. Huh. I did not expect us to differ that much. I thought we were all going to be relatively the same.
Interesting. I didn't even think of Way of Light.
Yeah, Petrus. Piece of garbage. Okay, so this one I think will also be a little more divisive amongst us and probably the wider community. What were your favorite and least favorite weapon reinforcements? Like, not necessarily what did you use most of the time, but like, what one did you think was like, this is super cool, or this would be super useful, versus this is just pointless, why am I doing this?
Yeah, I guess I can go. I think my favorite would be Chaos.
Okay.
Just because it has that added, like it has like that mechanic where the more humanity you have, the higher damage you do.
I didn't actually know that.
No?
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, same with like Quelaag's Fury Sword. It's technically Chaos. The more, up to 10 humanity, it caps out at 10, but you do more damage the more humanity you have.
That is very cool.
Which is cool. Yeah.
Okay.
Least
What about
favorite,
you?
or what's the order here?
Yeah, let's do your favorite and least favorite, and then
Yeah,
we'll move
okay.
on.
Yeah, least favorite for sure, probably Crystal. Because
Yeah.
it just has, like the way Crystal works is it, you know, breaks really fast, and you can repair it, but you have to upgrade it to repair it. So it's just annoying, basically. It's like extra upkeep.
Huh, I've never actually used most of these types, so I didn't know that about Crystal either. That's
Yeah.
just dumb.
So, and like it does more damage for Crystal, but if you actually want to use it long term, you have to not fully upgrade it, because you want to use your upgrades to repair it. So,
Oh, my God.
so in the
Weird.
end, it doesn't actually like do extra damage.
Huh.
I didn't actually know that about that either.
No?
No.
How about you, John? In light of what you have now learned, did you want to change your answer, and what was the original answer?
Originally I didn't like actually put anything down for least favorite. Like, I had a strong favorite in Occult because it permanently kills skeletons, and I think that's really neat.
Doesn't Divine do that as well, though?
Yeah, I believe so.
Oh, okay. Well, Occult and Divine. There's too many upgrades.
I actually
in
don't
this
know like the many differences between Occult and Divine.
Yeah.
I don't know enough about the Occult.
I think it's certain bosses are weaker to like one over the other, but they have very similar effects to mobs, if I remember correctly. So what? Okay, so knowing that Divine and Occult are taking your favorites, John, what is taking that empty least favorite spot?
I don't know, probably like either one or all of the magic ones, just because like they feel so close. Like there's too many upgrades in this game.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
whatever takes up multiple spots.
Fair enough. I think for me, my favorite was probably Occult, just because you don't see I know you can, reinforce Dark in the other games, but it doesn't feel like it does as much as Occult does. And I don't know, least favorite was like, I almost want to say, Magic, Divine, and Fire, just because, well, okay, maybe not Divine, but Magic and Fire just have a better version of them. That you've got Enchanted and you've got Chaos. Like,
right.
It's the way I look at it is like, your fire weapon, you get an A, then your mom comes like, oh, your cousin Chaos has got an A+. What the hell's wrong with you? Why aren't you good enough? Like,
in their defense, it is harder. Like, Enchanted and Chaos are better because they are harder to get.
Yeah, but it's just like,
I see
why would I want to go through a little bit of work to get like a bit of payoff when I could go through just that little bit more work and get even more payoff relative to the amount of work I put in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it felt like just pointless that they were there.
Honestly, like, does anybody use Raw?
No, I
Who
don't
uses
think
Raw?
so.
I don't think anybody in the history of the games have used Raw.
I
But
actually
I think that's the problem.
did.
What?
In my God, what was that? I think it was our very first Dark Souls 3 series together. I think it was only like my second or third time playing it. I looked up a mage build, and for some reason it said use a raw like straight sword or something, and I used that for the whole game, and I have no idea why. So
I guess it kind of makes sense because as a mage, you're not really getting dex or strength.
I guess.
Much.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting dex, but not as much strength.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the only time I've used raw, never since.
Huh. Well, I also feel like Raw, especially for Dark Souls 1, is just, it's not great, but it's not really offensive. It's really that middle ground where you don't think about it.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just the other two were just more offensive in that they're semi-useless. I get they're a stepping stone to what you actually want to get to.
Mm-hmm.
And even then, they don't help you get there. It's a completely separate thing, but you still have to go for the materials to get the achievement. It's like, why? Why am I wasting my time with this when I could have the better thing?
Yeah, the upgrade
Needless to
achievements
say.
are interesting in this one.
Yeah. Speaking of, this is going to be the question I was looking forward to the least. I want both of you, Nax, we'll start with you, rank all four, acquire all achievements from worst to best in your opinion.
So this is like Knight's Honor.
This is Knight's Honor, so getting all the weapons, getting all the magic spells, getting all the miracles, and getting all the pyromancies. Those are the four categories you're looking for.
Right. Least to best?
Yes.
Okay, we'll go Knight's Honor is the worst.
Yep.
Of course. Yeah, probably Wisdom of a Sage, so all sorceries would also be next worst because, yeah, a lot of them you just have to buy. It's not that interesting. You're buying them from Logan, one of the DLC NPCs, like Elizabeth or Rhea. Yeah, so you're just buying a lot. And then the other two, yeah, probably next would be Miracles. Probably the Miracles, because a lot of Miracles you get from Covenant. upgrades or covenant. Upgrading your covenant, which is just kind of tedious for me.
Yeah.
When you're not playing Remaster, you have to like I was saying before, you have to offer all your covenant items one at a time.
I remember doing that in our only Prepare to Die playthrough that we did, and because I was getting Sunlight Spear.
Yeah. It's not so bad for most because it's like 10. Oh no, Sunlight Spear doesn't that need like?
It needs 30.
Yeah, it's actually been a while. I think it does need 30. Yeah, I guess my favorite would be the pyromancies.
Just by process of elimination.
I guess there's a lot of pyromancies that you can buy, but there's also a lot you'd have to go find. Which I kind of like the collection of it.
Fair enough. How about you, John? What does your list look like?
Okay, so worst is Knight's Honor.
Surprise, surprise.
Probably all agree on that one. Second, I had Prayer of a Maiden, All Miracles, because, as I mentioned before, like, just having to go that extra little bit into new game to offer the Soul of Gwyn still just rubs me the wrong way. Third, I had Bond of a Pyromancer, just because I thought, like, between it and all spells, at least you can do them both in one playthrough, so like whichever was the harder of the two to get, I would put here. I think like the hardest part of the pyromancies is you just need 30 humanity, not even that bad. So yeah, that leaves Wisdom of a Sage as my best one, I guess, just because
go ahead.
Just because you can get them all in one playthrough, and like it's not interesting, but yeah, you can just dupe one soul 999 times and instantly buy them all.
Yeah, and you've always had more of an affinity for magic than the other playstyles in almost all of the Souls games.
Yes, yeah.
So I'm gonna continue with the trend here. Knight's Honor is obviously the worst. There's no question about that.
No.
It was a toss-up for me between Miracles and Spells, but I kind of put Miracles in the third spot because, like Nax said, farming Covenant items is just a pain in the ass. And Spells, though, not the most interesting, they're easy, which is honestly a point in my book. If you're not going to be interesting, at least be easy.
Fair.
And then I put Pyromancies at the top because, I don't know, I just thought I liked them the most in terms of the stuff you could cast and use, and I feel like they had the most substance in the Dark Souls universe, like, especially given you were going around, the Bed of Chaos and all the other, I can't remember what the general locations were.
Izalith?
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know, it felt like it had more connection to Izalith and, like, the world than some of the other things.
Fair.
That's true.
Also
Petrus sold Miracles and screw that guy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Miracles just losing points here.
I mean,
okay,
sorry, I was also gonna say there aren't like many offensive miracles. Miracles are a lot supporty,
true
kind of stuff. Like,
and it's really hard to play a healer in that game.
Yeah, I feel like there isn't really a role for like healers in Dark Souls games. They're not really that great.
No,
you're better off just doing damage. But
yeah, Miyazaki, give us a game where you can only play as a healer, but keep it like as a proper Souls style and see how people do. Although I think that would be cool, like have a setting kind of similar to D&D where you play as a healer and then you fight off the undead and demons, but they take damage from healing.
Like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Or like those, well, I guess like one Elden Ring enemy type, I think. But yeah.
Yeah, so like have that be like the whole crux of the game. That could be the only way I could see a Souls like playing as a healer the whole time.
That would be pretty sweet though, I'd play that.
I'd play that. Miyazaki, get on it.
I'd play anything by Miyazaki.
Yeah, honestly.
Well, no, John, you hated Sekiro.
I did, yeah. I didn't like Sekiro. Or Ninja Blade. Was that Miyazaki? Or was that just from
No,
Soft?
that was a different team,
okay.
but it was from Soft. Okay, so... favorite ending and why? I'll let you guys decide who wants to go first on this one.
I have an answer.
Okay.
Definitely... what is it called? Wait. Not the Enkindle one. The other one.
The Dark Lord?
Yeah, Dark Lord. That one is better because you can have a very silly looking character, and then you can watch them walk out with all the serpents bow at him while he looks like super silly.
That's true.
Oh, that's good.
What is Dark Souls if not a comedy game?
Yeah.
True.
How about you, John?
I also said the Dark Lord ending, mostly because it like on the surface it seems like the bad or evil ending, but once you like learn a bit more about the lore, it actually seems like it's the more positive ending for your character as the chosen undead, because you break the cycle and usher in the Age of Man and get rid of the Age of Gods. So yeah, I like that one.
Interesting. See, I went with Link because it just felt like you were doing what you were originally tasked with, and you were doing the job that the others wouldn't. You were getting Gwyn's lazy ass out of the way so you could do the job he was supposed to. It's actually it's the exact opposite reason I liked Elden Ring, where you could really go against what you were originally supposed to do, what everyone's telling you to do. I don't know, this one just feels more... It feels more right to do the thing that everyone's telling you to do in Dark Souls than it did in, say, Elden Ring.
Even though you're being deceived by the gods, Taylor?
Listen, I am but a lowly mortal. I don't have to think about that kind of that's way above my pay grade.
Koth tells you, man.
And you expect me to believe a snake who hangs upside down?
But you believe Frampt.
He hangs right side up.
Not when he takes you down to the...
Yeah. Frampt goes upside down.
Actually, yeah, Koth is right way up in the altar, isn't he?
He is, yeah.
Listen, Frampt's only upside down for a small portion of time. I don't know where the hell the rest of their body's supposed to be, but his body makes more sense to me than Koth's. I get they're the same creature, but still.
You want to know something very cursed? If you just look up fan art of the body of those snakes.
Oh
God.
No. Okay. I'm gonna do this live and recording against my better judgment.
Oh no.
Frampt.
Oh
body
my God.
Fan art. This is gonna be atrocious.
Oh my God.
I found a couple.
You wanna post them and wait? I'm not seeing anything too cursed.
I see some pretty cursed ones.
What did you type into Google?
I'll put it in general chat in Discord.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was just looking at that. I've seen a very cursed one, but I can't find it right now.
Let's see how cursed this is. Come on, Discord load. I know you gotta load. What the? Why does he have legs and feet?
Why
I
not?
like how in that one he's like pointing.
Yeah.
The one that you posted in general.
Yeah, again, I don't know what you guys looked up, but I looked up like body fan art, and there's just not.
Oh yeah.
That one, okay, I don't think that one's
yeah.
cursed.
That one's not cursed, but. Okay, yeah. There's a couple.
Yeah.
I feel like there's more, but I don't see them here.
Not safe
That's
for Google search. They've been taken down.
Oh, I got
Wait,
it.
what? Do you even have safe search up?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
He got DMCA'd by FromSoft. They didn't want the truth getting out.
Right? It was too powerful. Anyway, getting back on track. So this one's normally a pretty easy question for me to answer, but I found it surprisingly difficult this time around. John, what was the most memorable achievement for you and why throughout this whole experience?
Yeah, I found this one a little bit trickier as well. But I said that the Reach and Orlando achievement was the most memorable one.
Okay.
Just I think getting, flying in and getting that cutscene is pretty special. That definitely leaves an impression.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. All right. And how about you, Nax? Did you have one that really stood out for you?
That was actually my answer as well.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean,
There's not much choice.
No.
Obviously, it's very memorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to look for like a runner-up. I guess Lord Vessel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you,
fair.
you have a message that pops up says you can warp. That's pretty cool.
You're like, thank God.
Yeah.
You're like, I done it. I did it. See, again, normally I have an answer for this, but for this one, I just couldn't really come to anything that made sense to me. It's just like, yeah, and Orlando, Lord Vessel are both really cool, but it's just like, I didn't remember them because of the achievements. I just remembered them because it's like, oh, I'm in a new area, or oh, I just fought a boss I really enjoyed. I didn't associate the achievements with... I didn't associate the memories with achievements, but just rather what I had done in the natural progression of things. Whereas normally, for something like this, I'm like, okay, I remember it because of this achievement. But these ones just kind of all clumped together and didn't really leave a mark, so to speak.
I do wonder if like part of that is you playing this for like the first time with other people.
Yeah, but I played Dark Souls 3 for the first time with you guys, and it still left some impressions on me.
Fair. Yeah, fair enough.
I just feel like, and you know what, I'll save it for a later answer, because I have some thoughts on this. So, this one, again, it can be pretty divisive. Is there an achievement you would remove from the game, and why? John, will go with you, because you've had practice with this.
I just said I would remove like about half the weapon reinforcement ones.
Fair.
They take up so much space in the achievement list. Like there's only 41 achievements and they're like what, like at least 10? Something like that? So yeah, I would
think there...
I would cut those down a little bit personally.
Yeah, there's 10.
10. Yeah, literally
Oh, yeah.
25% of the achievements are just those.
Oh, man. How about you, Nex?
Oh man, this might be like a hot take.
Ooh.
The Dark Soul achievement. Like, what is the point?
Really?
Oh, okay.
But what's the point of having an achievement for getting all the achievements? I don't. Do other games do this? Is there like other than the
Yes.
Dark Souls games?
Yes, there are plenty of games that
Really?
do this.
Yeah.
Maybe I just haven't played those. I didn't realize how common it was, but it's just always seemed kind of weird to me, like
That's fair.
that it exists at all.
But it's actually an achievement type, or I guess a specific achievement that we've discussed a few times in the games we covered, just that have that same type of achievement.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think most of the games we've talked about on the podcast have had that kind of achievement.
Yeah, because I think it's like the Steam equivalent to a PlayStation Platinum.
Yeah, I do wonder if like they exist because of PlayStation Platinum or if they were around before the Platinum trophy. I'm not sure.
Oh, right.
Maybe
Like I
there'll be a
understand it.
special episode of the podcast for that.
Yeah.
I understand it. It's like it just kind of, it's like the cherry on top, you know, just kind of bring everything to a close. But it just always seemed a bit weird to me. But I don't know. Apparently, a lot of games do it. So
Yeah, that's fair, and it doesn't seem like a good game to have it in. Because it's just like, you have achievements for everything else. Well, rather, you have achievements for like, I'm gonna say 70% of the things you actually do in this game. As opposed to other games that do cover everything, and then you feel like getting that, hey, I got all achievements trophy to pop. Feels worth it. This is just like, why? Okay, so similar question, but much more specific. Are there any
Were
covenants
you gonna
from
remove
this
one,
game?
Taylor?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, holy crap. No,
okay.
nothing left a strong enough impression on me for me to really care about it.
Wow, just Dark Souls
wait.
1.
no, I know one I'd remove.
Okay.
I'd probably remove both in Kindle and Estus Flask.
Just because
Oh,
Just because
okay.
like they're not even achievements. I feel
There's
like the
also a
first
lot of games that do
achievements-
that.
Yeah, it's supposed to like make you feel good, I guess. But like the first achievement, I feel should be reach Lordran. You know,
Yeah.
after defeating the first boss.
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel like
so.
the first achievement you get should be surviving New Londo ruins.
Yeah, they should have one for that too. I guess. Well, they have defeat 4 kings, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
but still.
yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, no, it's weird. I like Dark Souls, probably not as much as you guys, but just like the achievements in and of themselves did not leave a lasting impression on me.
No, that's fair. I mean, we've talked about it in previous podcasts on FromSoft games, but their achievements are
Not great.
yeah.
More of an afterthought.
Yes,
Sure.
yeah, very uninspired.
Okay, so this one, I'm hoping we all have different answers for. Are there any covenants you would remove from the game? Keep in mind, you can remove more than one. Nax, we'll go with you.
Think. We could just remove Way of White. That would be pretty fun. Just remove Petrus.
Just remove
altogether.
Petrus, yeah.
I don't know if I'd really, like, to be honest, I don't know if I'd remove any.
Okay, no, that's fair. You don't have
Yeah,
to.
like they all kind of have like a lore significance, don't they?
Yeah.
Like none of them seem kind of like tacked on from a lore standpoint, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
They all seem to have a role. But I honestly I don't know a lot about the achievement or the covenants and stuff. I haven't done much online stuff in this game. So I don't really have that side of, I don't have the online perspective.
That's fair. And how about you, John?
I said not really. Maybe like one of the PvP ones, because there are a lot that do kind of the same thing, but there wasn't anything that like really stood out to me that I would want removed.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't say, like, dark raids.
I did have a note that had said I would like tweak it so that you can't lock yourself out of it, but that's it.
Fair. I honestly, I gotta agree with Nax on this one. Either just take out the Way of White or just get rid of Petrus. Like, it seems like such a pointless covenant that's just there to screw you.
Yeah, it doesn't feel
Like,
as...
what do you get for ranking up in that? Does you have to like give coins? Right?
I don't even
don't
remember.
remember.
Like you don't really interface much with it at all in the speedrun, so I'm like I don't even know what they do.
Is it meant to be
What do
like
you
the helpful phantom one where like somebody gets invaded, you get pulled in? Is it that covenant? I don't really know.
I thought it was just meant to be like a joke on, or like a dig at like some scam churches of religion. Like, you know, you pay more, you get to have a higher position.
Maybe.
That's what I always saw it as. Maybe I'm just an asshole.
It is for helping out other players online. Players who are in the covenant will automatically be drawn closer to each other on the network.
What?
Yeah.
So you help other Way of White people.
Yeah. Okay.
I
It's got
guess.
one rank 0.
Oh, okay.
And
That
it's-
explains why.
Yeah. It just gives you easier matchmaking for co-op and less invasions, apparently.
Huh.
Interesting.
That's weird. I always just took it as a scam.
You don't have to give anything to it though, so he's not really scamming you. Like he sells you miracles and stuff.
I don't know. It's a scam.
But we already went over miracles and how useless they are.
Yeah,
True.
that's true.
Especially when you're playing solo.
True.
And come on, that haircut is all you need to know.
Oh, man.
To know that that's just not right.
It's-
I will say, this is going to be a complete anecdote. I once, by accident, not by choice, as in it was a great clips that I was taken to when I was like 13 because I needed a haircut.
Oh no.
I got that exact goddamn
Oh
haircut.
my god.
I didn't ask
wow.
for it. The woman just gave it to me. And like when my mom, because it was at a mall, my mom came to pick me up. And she looked at it, she just went, oh.
Oh my god.
Because I had seen it in a mirror, but I wasn't willing to confront this stylist that I'd never seen before in my life to be like, what the hell have you done to me?
Oh, especially at 13.
Yeah, like, and I remember this specifically because my mom was like, hey, do you want to go to Best Buy and get a game? Because
Oh,
and she didn't say
no.
anything about the haircut. This was just like, hey, I'm gonna help, smooth this over. And that was when I picked up Dragon Age Origins, and I've never looked back.
Oh.
And then 2 days later, I went to see the stylist that she had been using, or going to, I should say, using the terrible phrasing for that. And then I started seeing that stylist for haircuts. I want to be clear about this. She was a 22-year-old college student for like the next 3 years.
I thought you were gonna say, your mom was like, do you want to go to like Walmart and get you a hat or something?
No, I saw that stylist 2 days after this haircut
Oh, just to fix it.
just to fix it.
Oh.
Because she'd asked me, hey, do you want to go see the stylist that I use? And I said no. Because, you're 13, you don't want to go to the same person that cuts your mom's hair.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I should have gone to her. Well, had I gone to her in the first place, I might not have gotten Dragon Age Origins, which my life would have been so much worse for, but...
True.
Just seeing that haircut also reminds me of those dark times. I get Nom flashbacks looking at Petrus.
You have a very real attachment to this game now.
No, I have a very real attachment to my hatred for Petrus.
Fair.
The most passionate thing he's about in Dark Souls
Yeah.
is Petrus.
It's Petrus.
Just hating Petrus.
Okay. Getting back on track yet again. Do you feel the game rewards you at all for getting all achievements? I think we all know the answer to this one.
No, not really.
Yeah, not
yeah,
really.
the answer is no.
Especially because, I don't know if it is in the speedrun, I would assume so, but the very last one we got was the All Miracles one. So it is just so anticlimactic after beating Gwyn twice to just run up to the altar and hand in your miracle, or hand in your medals.
Yes, so for the speedrun, this has changed, actually.
Oh.
The last one you used to get was... it was one of the upgrade ones, because the last thing you did in the run was, in New Game Plus 2, you would run to the Giant Blacksmith and do a bunch of upgrading.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, the last one, it was something like that. But now, since... Oh, I think it was since you could dupe boss souls. Basically, you didn't have to go to New Game Plus 2 anymore, because you could dupe the Sif soul. Anyway, due to changes, you actually end on Gwyn now.
Oh,
which is
okay.
really nice.
That's nice.
wow.
That's better.
It's way better.
Yeah.
So wait, how do you end it on Gwyn if you need the miracle for New Game Plus 2? Do you go through 3 full playthroughs of the game?
No, it's only 2 full playthroughs. Right? Because you just I think you just dupe the Covenant items.
Yeah, but
Oh no, sorry, it's the Gwyn soul, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can dupe Gwyn's soul. But I don't think you need to. You just need to... Oh yeah, sorry. Yes, that makes sense. You kill Gwyn once, and then New Game Plus, you can dupe the soul.
Wait, John, why didn't we dupe the soul?
Why didn't we dupe? I mean, we duped,
I don't know.
we definitely duped boss souls. I think we duped every boss
Yeah.
soul we got.
We never thought to dupe Gwyn's soul.
I'm sure it must have just been something different.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but because you can dupe boss souls now, you actually end on a pretty climactic ending now, which is... Yeah, so the past couple years, past 2 or 3 years, it's actually been a much better ending.
That's much better.
Alright then. Okay, we're gonna skip over this next question because we kind of already answered it in a previous one. I meant to take it out and I forgot. So, John, I know you and I used a guide. Again, will be linked to the description down below. Nax, did you use a guide? Or rather, who were you following when you were first learning to do this?
So I actually, my first playthrough was not with a guide really, but I was watching a streamer, YouTuber at the time play through it as well, and I kind of followed what he was doing. It was Northern Lion.
Oh, okay.
He was playing it. So I was kind of watching him alongside while I was playing, so...
Huh.
Not really a guide, but guided.
Yeah.
Wasn't completely blind.
I know you still watch Northern Lion. I'm surprised he's been going for that long.
Every day. I watch him all the time. I'm wearing his merch right now.
Oh, nice.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Northern Lion's channel will be linked in the description down below, as well as Nax's Twitch channel, obviously John's channel, and a link to the playlist that I'll be using for the video footage on YouTube of John, Chris, and I playing, probably remastered.
Yeah, probably remastered. What about speedruns? When you were getting into them, you said you were using guides?
Yes, the first speedrun I learned was from a guide that Lobos Jr. made.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it was a guide or if it was just a run I was following of his, but yeah, the first run I did was a run that Lobos Jr. had YouTube videos of, which was I believe it started with Drake's Sword. I think you got, Crystal Halberd, and then you used Giant Blacksmith Halberd. Or, sorry, Giant Blacksmith Hammer.
Oh, yeah.
So that was, like, kind of the route. It was just an any percent route.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, then.
Yeah, he got me into it.
Is there anyone in particular you follow nowadays for the more modern routes?
When I learn a new route now, I just look at the world record and make a note. I just open Notepad and make notes, and that's how I learn the new routes.
Interesting. Okay. So this is always an interesting one for me. Next, has doing all these speedruns, getting all achievements, changed the way you look at the game, and do you ever regret getting into it?
No, definitely don't regret getting into it. Speedrunning Dark Souls has been honestly like a pretty big part of my life the past 10 years. So
that's fair.
That's good.
Lots of good memories made.
Glad you don't regret that.
No. And yeah, it's definitely changed how I play the game. I can't really play Dark Souls 1 casually anymore.
Oh.
I just kind of end up going into speedrun mode.
Just end up going fast.
Like, it's hard for me to actually stop and kill enemies and stuff.
Fair.
For Dark Souls 1.
The same way.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how about you, John? I'm guessing I know the answer, but do you regret ever getting all achievements?
No, definitely not. This one was so much easier compared to Dark Souls 3, so it did feel like a breeze and super fun compared to that one. And this one was also especially fun because we did get to learn some of the glitches that speedrunners use, like framp duping and stuff like that. So that was really fun to get that extra layer of it.
Oh, that's fair. So, I don't regret doing this by any means, but it changed the way I look at the game because it reinforced just how little creativity and care FromSoft used to put into their games, achievement-wise, and how it's gotten a little better, but not much.
I don't even know if it's got better, has it?
A smidge. We'll call it a smidge.
It got better in Dark Souls 2, you're right. And then Dark Souls 2 has the most unique achievements.
Actually, I don't know anything about Dark Souls 2 achievements. I can't even comment on this.
Have you not gotten all achievements in Dark Souls 2, Nax?
I doubt it.
I gotta hold on. I'll check your profile.
I'm checking right now. I have 22 out of 38.
Oh wow.
Is that in vanilla or
I
scholar?
I haven't played. I only have 120 hours on Dark Souls 2.
Oh, okay.
20 hours on Scholar.
Yeah, only.
A lot of that was probably speedrunning it. I did speedrun all bosses Dark Souls 2, the first couple weeks it came out.
Huh.
That was before any DLC, so they were no bosses.
Okay. That's still a pretty lengthy category, isn't it?
I don't remember. It's been so long.
Okay.
I don't remember how long it was when the game first came out.
Right.
Interesting. All right. You know what? If by the time John and I are done, you have done all achievements, I'd be happy to have you on. If not, that's cool too.
I wouldn't
we'll
hold
figure
your
it
breath.
Fair.
I'm an asthmatic. I can't breathe anyway.
Fair.
Okay, so a question again. I think we've already answered, but does it feel like FromSoft really cared about achievements with this one?
No.
No, I don't think it's really a priority for them.
It still amazes me how few achievements there are for bosses.
Yeah. And I don't know, this was the first Dark Souls, it was their second Souls game. And the list of achievements still hasn't changed. Elden Ring has basically all the same achievements as Dark Souls 1. It's just weird how by the numbers they are with their achievements, with the exception of Dark Souls 2.
Yeah.
Must be
Great,
Miyazaki.
so Dark Souls 2 was made by wasn't it a separate team?
It's a different
different
director.
It was, Tanamura directed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how many shared other shared resources there were, but I think it was mostly a different team.
Fair enough. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird to me how few boss achievements there were. Like, it compared to later games especially.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like coming right after Demon Souls, which did have achievements for all the bosses. Yeah, no, I don't know. They're from Soft's achievements here.
Like, I also feel like, I feel like they kinda don't care much either because they didn't add any achievements in for DLC.
Yes,
they didn't change the achievements at all for the DLC.
No.
Even though like the PC version has always had the DLC. Like, they could have added.
That's true.
They could have changed it for PC.
Yeah, they could have done something.
Which they did in Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 2 is the only one with achievements tied into the DLC.
Yeah, I was thinking, I was like, I don't think Dark Souls 3 added any or changed them.
So I'm like, I think we talked about this in a previous episode, but I'm really worried for Elden Ring that they're just not going to bother with achievements.
Now, see, I'm okay with that because I don't want them taking away my ribbon again. They did that.
Yeah. I was gonna say it makes sense if it was already released with these achievements, but like for Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition on PC and Remastered, Dark Souls Remastered, like they've always had the DLC.
Yeah.
So they could have actually, put in a little more work to change them up, but
yeah.
I don't know.
So I'm gonna relay a story that I think was in the first episode that never got aired because it got lost. Again, the aforementioned hard drive issues. I used to have, or rather still have, all achievements for Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning on Steam.
I might as well. I might.
You don't actually. I looked at your profile.
No, I played that game quite a bit. Oh, okay, 44 hours. Oh, 27 out of 61. Not even close.
Very close.
I was gonna say. But anyway, I had all achievements, and then now this was for Re-Reckoning, the remaster in heavy air quotes, because that was questionable at best. Anyway, then the DLC, because Remastered came out, and then it was like a year later, the actual new DLC content was coming out. So the DLC drops, and suddenly my ribbon is gone because they added 10 achievements. I just about lost it on them. So naturally, I felt this drive to go back, get all the new achievements, and that's actually kind of what kicked me into the cycle of getting all achievements.
That was their plan all along. To get you back. Yeah, it's kind of a scummy thing to do.
Yeah, that and just, wanting to do the Dark Souls games, and I ended up doing with Jon, has just been, it's kept me going and really encouraged me to keep going.
Yeah. I guess, like, I won't actually be that upset if they don't add achievements for Elden Ring DLC, because they'll just be, like, 3 kill bosses achievements, and, like, that's it.
Yeah.
I won't miss anything.
Okay, so, probably the most important question of all. Jon, we'll start with you, because this might be a little easier for you. Would you recommend people go for all achievements in this game?
I said yes. I thought this was... It's definitely the easiest Dark Souls game to get all achievements in. Mostly thanks to just the sheer number of glitches that means you can completely bypass like Covenant farming and things like that. It's a pretty easy recommendation from me, from a casual playthrough perspective.
Fair enough. So, Nax, I've got a similar question for you, but I'm going to tweak it slightly.
Sure.
Would you recommend people go for all achievements? And would you recommend they try, not necessarily for the world record, but try for a speedrun?
I think you should go for all achievements, because, like Jon said, it's not that difficult. It's not that tedious compared to some other games. And you get to see a lot of the cool weapons, like all the boss weapons and stuff, which are pretty unique.
Fair enough.
For recommending speedrunning it, I wouldn't recommend starting with that as a speedrun. If you're interested in speedrunning Dark Souls, I would not start with all achievements. It's like a pretty tedious category to run because of all the RNG. So it's honestly a bad speedrun, but I find it really fun. Like, A speedrun that relies very heavily on one random drop is a terrible speedrun. Like, just fundamentally. But I
Fair
still
enough.
find it's still one of my favorite categories. I like long runs, so.
Yeah.
I think it's
Interesting.
possibly my favorite like Dark Souls 1 category to watch as well.
It is fun to watch
It
because you never know when you're gonna get the drop.
No.
And the viewers like it. They like the gamble.
Yeah.
My peak viewers from streaming has always been from running all achievements.
Really? Interesting.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was like a summer once I was averaging like 200 viewers
Damn.
Huh.
just running.
Well,
all
I remember
achievements.
you mentioning to me, and I can always cut this if you're not comfortable with it. You couldn't get partnered on Twitch because you were going back and forth between Souls and you know OS and OS.
Yeah.
Because it just wasn't consistent enough viewership.
Yeah. So the person in first right now on all achievements, he specifically ran all achievements for weeks, or maybe even more, like months. He specifically ran it to go for partner.
Oh, wow. Really?
Because you get viewers. Yeah.
Interesting. That's
And now he's partnered.
is that Master?
Yeah, master. And
Okay.
now, like, if he streams something else, he gets like 10 to 20 viewers.
Damn.
But he
Oof.
ran all achievements for a while specifically to get partner.
Don't like that.
Content creation
Like,
is just
you know,
so harsh.
I shouldn't judge them. That's not fair of me to do. I don't know them, but it seems a little. I don't know. It leaves a bad taste in the mouth.
I don't know.
It's just how Twitch works.
Yeah, I think if you're just doing it to get around like Twitch's weird requirements and stuff, I think it's fine.
Fair. Okay, well, I guess that just leaves me. And you know what? I'm gonna say, as I've said with almost all of the Dark Souls games, it absolutely go for it. It's a lot of fun. It's easier and I find more enjoyable with friends, just because you have someone to share that experience with, and it's someone to help you through any parts that may seem tedious to you. But yeah, I would absolutely say go for it.
Yeah, this one doesn't. I mean, Dark Souls 3 is so hard doing all achievements without a friend, but this one is very, very doable solo.
Yeah, it's much more manageable solo for sure.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Dark Souls 3 all achievements record, and I think it's like
It's 15
It's
hours.
like 15 hours or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much tedious stuff in it.
And I think he said, like, I think 12 hours of that was just farming.
Oh,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Covenant items
Yeah.
or something.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Dark
think-
Souls 1 has a very good all achievements speedrun. For sure.
yeah.
Because of
Fair enough.
Even Dark Souls 2, I was just watching, I rewatched the run from Speed Souls Charity Marathon 2021, just as like preparation for when Taylor and I were doing this. And even that's like 6 hours, and I think 2 hours of that was farming.
Yeah, something like that.
So it's just funny that like Dark Souls 1 all achievements is like, hour and a half or whatever, and then 6 hours, and then 15 hours.
Yeah, it's really weird just how much it's ballooned.
Yeah. And then Elden Ring back to, was it 3 hours?
back to like two hours
Yeah.
or something.
Oh, man. Alright, well, that is going to do it for us today, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in between. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. Please remember we are on YouTube at the Tease Table YouTube channel. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. I really got to get better about saying that because I do want the channel to grow. And we've been stagnating for a little while, and that's okay, but I want to get more eyes, ears, and everything on here. Appropriate body parts only. I'll let you decide what that means. We are also on almost every major podcast platform. You can find us there at the OverAchievers podcast. Like I said, Naxhpl's Twitch channel and YouTube channel, if he still posts there, will be linked in the description down below. John's channel will naturally be linked. You know what? Nax, thank you so much for coming on here. It's been an honor to have you. I would love to have you again.
Yeah, it was really fun. It was a
And
good
John,
time.
thank you also so much for being here. I promise I won't have you on the next one. You deserve a break.
Oh, my pleasure.
But
No, it's great fun.
we will have you back for our 1-year special episode
Oh,
where we reveal the lost one.
oh, exciting. I'm looking forward to that.
Ooh, mysterious.
All right. Well, thank you again so much, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.